picked up by this ship, and they're like, hey, you can either join us or you can die. Like, there's no, like, that's the only option. Like, you either die or like you're on the ship. Like, you are a part of this crew now. Very Christmassy, very like holly and jolly. Hey everyone, it's Bailey and welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I'm going to be reading some of the books from my 24 books to read in 2024 list that I made at the beginning of this year because I have not finished it. Also, hope you guys are enjoying Bookmas so far. So in today's video, I'm going to be watching the video that I posted earlier this year on the 24 books that I want to read in 2024, and the books that I did not read, I'm going to be attempting to read in this video. Will I be reading every single book that I have not read yet in this video? No, absolutely not. I will probably be reading like 3 or 4 from that list. We'll see how the week goes, but I'm pretty much at the Sunday right now. I'm giving myself, I think, until probably Friday to read any books that I haven't read that I have access to in this video. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna get to all the books that I'm attempting to get to in this video, so we'll see. But let's go ahead and get into the video. I have gone past the intro, so we're just gonna go ahead and start with book number 1. This book on this list is Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Maher. Okay, so I actually have read this book, so we are starting out pretty strong. Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. This is the second book in. Okay, book number 2 is Iron Flame, and I have read this one as well. So we are starting out very, very strong. Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher. Okay, book number 3 is Love Redesigned, and I have read that one this year as well. Next we have The Last Word by Taylor. Okay, next is The Last Word by Taylor Adams, and I have read this as well. Actually, just read this in November, so woohoo, I'm doing so good so far. 20 books left to go. Next we have Funny Story by Emily. Okay, next is Funny Story. I did read that as well, so now I'm just gonna kind of start skipping. Is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. Okay, so number 6 is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I have not read this, but I do have a copy of it on my Kindle, so this is a contender for this video that I could possibly read in this video right now. 2024 is The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi. Next we have The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi, and I do not see myself reading this in this video, or I don't want to say ever because I could possibly read it at some point, but as of right now I don't see myself reading it. 4 is Bright Young Women by Jessica Knoll. So number 8 is Bright Young Women by Jessica Knoll, and I did actually read this book this year as well. The next book that I want to read is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. The next book is Divine Rivals, which I did end up reading and I loved it. Is King of Wrath by Anna Huang. Number 10 is King of Wrath by Anna Huang, which I did actually end up reading. House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J Maas. Number 11 was House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J Maas, and I did read this book. I was very disappointed in this book, but I did read it. Next was Kingdom of the Wicked by Karen Maniscalco, which I did actually read the whole series this year. I really enjoyed the series and the book, but I actually bought the spin-off series that Karen Maniscalco is writing. I just don't think I liked her Hunting Prince Dracula, like Stalking Jack the Ripper. Like, I just didn't like that series by her. Wildfire by Hannah Grace. Next was Wildfire by Hannah Grace, which I did actually read and I enjoyed it. We have Jade City by Fonda Lee. Next we have Jade City by Fonda Lee, and I actually have not read this book, so I do have it right here. So this is a potential as well. So we've got 2 fantasy books on the potential TBR for this video. So Jade City, could be reading it in this video, we'll see. Next we have The Fake Out by Stephanie Archer. The next book is The Fake Out by Stephanie Archer, which I did actually read and I enjoyed it. Hunt on Dark Waters by Katie Robert. Next we have Hunt on Dark Waters by Katie Robert, and I believe this is on Kindle Unlimited, but I do see myself reading that in this video. I do also have the audiobook from my library checked out right now, so I definitely think that I will end up reading this book in this video. Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. The next book is The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent, and I have not read this book, but I do not think that I'm going to be reading it for this video. I do have plans to read it at some point, but just not for today's video. Daughter of No Worlds by Carissa Broadbent. Next is Daughter of No Worlds, also by Carissa Broadbent, and I actually did just finish this book a couple of days ago actually, so I did end up reading this one. Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. Okay, so we've got Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo on the list. So this is another candidate for the TBR for this video. I have not read this one, but I am interested to see how I might like this book. I am a little bit nervous about this one, but this is a potential for the TBR as well. Next we have Carval by Stephanie Garber. Next we have Carval, which I did actually read, and I'm now on the second book in the series. I have not read that one yet, but I did read Carval and I enjoyed it. Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas. Okay, so then that brings us to Vampires of El Norte. So I have not read this book, so this is also another potential TBR pick for this video. I haven't heard very many people talking about this, but I am definitely interested in this book and would like to read it, so this is a potential for the TBR as well. So we've got 4 books out of 21 that are potentials to be read in this video. God of Malice by Rena Kent. Okay, next is God of Malice by Rena Kent. I completely forgot that I put this book on this list, but I guess this is a potential as well. So I'm just gonna pick between these books over the next few days, mood read, and see which ones I'm in the mood to read. So this is also a contender as well. The Comeback Summer by Allie Brady. Okay, number 23, so second to last, is The Comeback Summer by Allie Brady. And I love Allie Brady. I have read one of their books previously. I think they only have 2 out. This is their second one. I think they're about to actually come out with a 3rd book. But I loved the first book that I read by them. It is like very much, yes, it is a romance, but it is like family or like friendship centered first, and then it focuses on like female relationships and then also like romance in the background and as like a side plot. And I loved their first book, and so when I heard that they came out with a second book, I knew that I needed to pick it up. And I think I also have their 3rd book on pre-order as well, because anything that they write I'm buying. And so I definitely think that this is a strong contender for me to read in this video, even though this is a summer book and it is December. But I don't know, it is summer on the other side of the world, so I don't know, maybe I will end up getting to this one, but I am super excited to read this one regardless of if I get to it in this video or not. And then let's just see what number 24 was and if I have read it. Check and Mate by Allie Hazelwood. Okay, yeah, so number 24 was Check and Mate by Allie Hazelwood, and I did actually read this book as well. So I feel like overall I've done a pretty decent job of getting through the 24 books that I wanted to read in 2024, and in this video I'm going to attempt to get through even more. So I've got 6 books on the TBR, so 4 that I have physically and 2 that I have on my Kindle. I think that's right. No, 3 on my Kindle, so 7 books in total for the possibility of this TBR. So I think I'm going to start one of these books tonight. I feel like out of all of these books, I feel like honestly I might start with The Comeback Summer. I feel like this one is kind of calling to me right now, either this one or Pint on Dark Waters or God of Malice. So one of those 3 I feel like is calling me right now. I am going to think on it a little bit. I think I'm about to go make dinner real quick. It's almost 6 o'clock, so I think I'm gonna make dinner real quick and see which book I want to start. I might read the first chapter of those 3 and then end up picking and let you guys know what I decide on. But I'm just gonna kind of mood read through these 7 books over the next like week-ish and just keep you guys updated on me reading from my 24 books to read in 2024 list. So yeah, this intro is so long, so I'm gonna let you guys go for now, and I will update you guys on what I end up deciding to pick. So yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you want to see the books that I end up picking, and go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the reading vlog portion of this video. Hello. Okay, so it has been a couple of days, but I have started the comeback summer and I'm a little bit over halfway. I'm currently on page 267, which is the start of chapter 30. So I think I'm probably around 60 or so, 60 to 65% of the way through with this book. And so far I'm really enjoying it. I really enjoy Ali Brady's books because they're very much like woman-centered, like it's about female friendships, and like this is following two sisters and they're working for this like marketing company that their grandma started, and then their grandma passed away, so now they're in charge and the company isn't doing so great. So they have come up with a plan to try and save the company in the form of this like podcaster and influencer who has come to them and is like, hey, if you follow my 12-week program, like you will get my business, and they think that it will save the company. And so we're essentially following these two sisters while they're going through this like 12-week plan to get out of their comfort zone. And for one of the sisters, it's to go on 1 day a week, so 12 dates for the whole week, and the other sister's plan is like to compete in like some type of like sponsored event, like a 5K or like a run of some sort, like some sort of like physical activity type situation. And so we're following them as they're going through these 12 weeks, and it's also a second chance romance. And yeah, so we're following, like I mentioned, the two sisters. We're following Hannah and I forgot her name, Libby. And Libby is like trying to get Hannah to date after her high school sweetheart has like broken her heart, but he ends up coming back into the picture, and it is a second chance romance between Hannah and her high school sweetheart. And then Libby actually starts like getting on the dating app as her sister as part of the requirement for this 12-week program, and she starts falling for one of the guys that she's talking to as her sister. And so we're following her through that little debacle as well. And so far this has been really fun. I will say that I'm not loving the whole aspect of Hannah going on dates while still trying to talk to like her high school sweetheart. But I feel like now that things have really started to kind of ramp up between the two of them, she's very much firm, like, no, I'm not going on like any dates anymore. Like that's like done and over with. Like I'm not doing that anymore. So that is like my only like complaint, is like I just don't really, I'm not really into that like kind of dating other people while like you know the main love interest character. So I don't know, I'm just like not, that's like probably the only aspect that I'm not vibing with this book. But other than that, like I'm really enjoying the sister dynamic. I'm enjoying the relationship between each other. I am really enjoying this book. I really like the premise of them doing these activities and trying to like save the company and trying to like bond and do those types of things, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I think if anything I'd probably give it like a 4-star, but we'll see how we get towards the end. But I really enjoy Ali Brady's writing style. Like it's so easy to read, their stories are so quick, fast, and even though their books are a little bit longer, I feel like the writing is just so easy to read and it's so fast paced that I feel like I'm like flying through this book. So I do see myself finishing this, probably not tonight since I have a final to take, but it's possible that I could finish it tonight depending on how long my final takes. But I definitely see myself more than likely finishing this book tomorrow. I haven't taken any b-roll because I was able to get the audiobook from my library, so I have been listening to this on audiobook while I've been at work, so there is no b-roll of me reading this book. So sorry about that. I will try to do better about the following books, but if I have time to read this tonight after I take my final exam, then I will try to get some b-roll of me reading. But sorry, you'll just have to watch me update this book twice and that's it. But yeah, so far, like I mentioned, I'm really enjoying this. I definitely recommend Ali Brady if you have not read any of their books. They do have 3 books out right now. I've read their first book that they ever published, and this is my second book by them that I will have read. And then I did not read their 3rd book yet. It just came out this past summer, and then I think they have a new book coming out next year as well. But I am highly recommending them if you're looking for like another author duo besides Christina Lauren. I highly recommend. They're so good. So I will obviously let you guys know my final thoughts once I'm finished reading this book. And yeah, also I feel like it's a little misleading them sitting on the beach, because this is like, it's not really like it is a summer book, but it's not really. Like it's not beachy summer like the cover's giving. Like they live in Chicago, so it's just taking place in Chicago during the summer. So but there's no like beaches happening. So if that keeps you from wanting to read this like at this time of year and you want to wait till the summer, it's not set on a beach, even though the cover makes it seem like it is. But anyway, that's beside the point. I will update you guys a little bit later. I'm gonna go take this final, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys once I finish the Comeback Summer. Okay, so I ended up finishing my exam in time, so I was able to finish the Comeback Summer by Allie Brady. So I really enjoyed this book. I think that I'm probably going to end up giving it, I think probably 4 stars. I really enjoyed this book. I know that like obviously the whole going on dates while you've met like the main love interest, I feel like it's not really a favorite trope of mine, but I feel like I can look past it in this book because there was so much else in the book that I really enjoyed. I loved the sister dynamic. Like I don't have a sister myself, but I really enjoyed the way that they dived into that sisterly relationship and how their kind of codependent relationship and how it like affected their like other relationships. And I just thought that it was so good, and I would definitely recommend this, and I definitely would recommend this author duo. They literally are so good. Like the book was so good, the writing was so good, the story was so good. And I know that I said earlier that they didn't go to the beach, but they actually did have a beach scene at Lake Michigan where they're sitting in the sand, so ignore past me when I said that. But yeah, other than that, like I really enjoyed this book. I would give it 4 stars. I definitely would recommend it for sure. Like especially if you're looking for like a summery kind of read. It takes place in like July and August, so like later summer months, but honestly so good. I really enjoyed it and would definitely recommend this book if you have not read it, and definitely recommend this author duo if you have not read from them before. But now that I'm officially done with that, that means that I have checked off a book from my 24 to read in 2024. So that leaves me with a few more options. I think I'm gonna end up going with One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I am a little nervous about this book. This book is loved by so many, and so I'm a little bit nervous. I feel like the hype behind it is so high that I'm just kind of scared that I might not like it. But I do have it on my Kindle from Kindle Unlimited, so I think I'm going to start that. Am I going to start that tonight? I don't know. It's possible, but I might end up actually starting it tomorrow. So that is my update for now. 1 book down, 6 to go maybe. I don't know. We'll see how many I can get read the rest of this week. It is only Tuesday and I'm giving myself until Friday, so we'll see how much I can get read in the next 3 days. So that's my update for now, and I will talk to you guys again once I start One Dark Window. So I wanted to come and give my first update on One Dark Window. So I actually started this book last night before going to bed, and I even was reading some today while I was at work, and I am currently on page 273, which is around the 65% mark. I did actually stop in the middle of a chapter, which you guys know is unlike me, but I did stop in the middle of the chapter, so I'm not exactly sure what chapter I'm on. Let's see, I'm on chapter 24, so 65% into One Dark Window, and I am actually really enjoying it. I have been so intimidated by this book because of all the hype that is surrounding this book, and I have been so nervous to start it because pretty much everyone that I know who has read this book has loved it and has been like, yeah, this is probably one of the best books of the year. Like, absolutely loved this book. So that has made me a little bit nervous, especially like when it had as much hype around it on TikTok and things like that, because I feel like I've read a couple of books from TikTok that have been super hyped up that I just have not enjoyed, have not liked. But so far this one's good. So far we are following Elspeth, and she has this voice in her head that she calls the nightmare, and they are looking for these cards. There are 12 cards and they need all 12 cards in order to break this curse. And as a child, Elspeth was infected, so she now has like magic, which she doesn't exactly know what her magic is. And if you've been infected by magic, generally it is a death sentence, because the king is trying to collect anyone who has been infected, and you will be executed, because there is this like mist, and the mist is essentially like magic. It has magical properties, and previously they were using the mist to help with magic. Magic was being used for good, and it has since been tainted, and so now this mist is making people go crazy, and it's essentially like this big curse. And in order to break the curse, they have to find all 12 of the cards to bring them together to lift the curse. And so far it's like so good. It's like very dark, it's gothic, it's like fun, and like I'm not super huge into like gothic fantasy usually, but I'm enjoying this one a lot. I feel like I can definitely see myself giving this one a high rating, so I'm super excited to keep reading this. I do have a final that I have to take. It is my last final of the semester, so after this final I'm officially done with school, and I now have 3 semesters left until I graduate, so on the countdown there. But yeah, so I'm gonna take this final really quickly, and then I'm gonna keep on reading in One Dark Window. I do expect to finish this tonight because I am absolutely loving it that much. So I am gonna go ahead and start on this final and take this really quickly so I can get to reading, and I will update you guys again once I'm finished with One Dark Window. Okay, so I've been sitting here, I've been reading One Dark Window, and I made it to 76%, but I'm actually about to go to bed, so I'm at the start of chapter 28, and I am sleepy. I did work today, and I took a final exam. Like I mentioned, I was expecting to finish One Dark Window this evening, but I spent like an hour and a half on the phone with my TV, like the TV manufacturer of the people that made the TV. So I have like an on Roku TV. So I spent like an hour and a half on the phone with them because I just bought this TV that's in my living room for Black Friday because it was on sale, and it literally is not working. Like I've barely had it a week. Like I think I've actually had it 8 days at this point where I'm like filming this right now. I've had the TV for 8 days and it's literally broken. So I spent my time doing that tonight instead of reading. So I did just sit here and read it probably for like the last like half an hour, maybe, I don't know, but I'm sleepy now. It's like 9:21, so I'm like ready to go to bed, and I do actually have a hair appointment in the morning, so I'm gonna go to that, and I might see what reading I can do like while I'm under the dryer and stuff. So I'm gonna definitely finish One Dark Window tomorrow, and then tomorrow, Friday, is the last day that I am going to be filming for this video, so I'm gonna see what else I can get read tomorrow. But I definitely will be able to finish like 2 books for this video, but I'm gonna try to finish 1 and possibly 2 more for this video. So that is the goal for tomorrow. But yeah, so I'm about to go to bed for tonight. I'm stopping One Dark Window at, what did I say, like 76%? Yeah, 76%. I'm currently on page 316. So I have right over 100 pages. It's like 103 pages that I have left in this book. So I definitely will be finishing those 103 pages tomorrow. But for now, I'm going to bed, and I will talk to you guys again tomorrow once I finish One Dark Window. Hello. Okay, so I'm back home now from getting my hair done and going to the grocery store and doing all of the things. So I'm now about to sit down and finish One Dark Window, and then I'm also gonna see about reading one other book today from my 24 and 2024. I am going to be doing a 24-hour readathon tomorrow, so I just need to make sure that whatever I end up picking I have finished by the time I start that tomorrow. So I'll read this one and then I'll pick the next one after. So I didn't end up reading anymore. I ended up picking up a different book while I was at the hair salon, but I am still 76% into One Dark Window. My Kindle says that I should finish in about an hour and 14 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to reading. It is a little bit later in the day than I had planned to start reading. It's 1:30 p.m. So I had hoped to start reading a little bit earlier, but didn't work out that way. So I'm gonna start reading now, and I will update you guys again once I'm finished with One Dark Window and let you guys know the next book that I'm gonna be picking for this video. Okay, so I just finished One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig, and I loved it. I really enjoyed it. I don't think that I'm gonna give it 5 stars though. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars, maybe 4.25. I gotta think on it, but I really enjoyed this book. I liked this book so much more than I thought that I was going to. I also was not aware that this is a YA book, but it is, and I literally ate it up. Like, I feel like I'm not someone that generally likes gothic fantasy. I'm not very much into YA here lately at all, but this book was so good, and if you have not read it, I definitely recommend it. I was so intimidated by it because of all the hype all over social media, but I have to say that I feel like it was well worth it. I just had such a good time. I loved the found family aspect that we're getting in it, and I'm excited to see how things end up going in the second book. I just feel like everything was set up so good. The world was set up very well, the magic system as well, and the characters, the relationships, the dynamics. Like, I feel like it was honestly so good. So 4 stars to this. Yeah, I think, yeah, 4 stars to this, and I definitely recommend this if you have not picked it up. But now that I am done with this book, I will be moving on to the next book that I'm going to be reading for this video. That is also on my 24 books to read in 2024 list, and that is going to be Hunt on Dark Waters by Katie Robert. So this is a pirate book, and I have read a couple of pirate books in the past, mostly this year, and one of them I liked okay, and the other one I DNF'd. So I don't know, I feel like pirate books just aren't really my cup of tea really, but I think I'm about to start this one. I enjoy Katie Roberts' writing style, and I enjoy her books for the most part. They're like palette cleansers. I feel like they're like very easy to read. They're not super plot heavy most of the time. They're kind of spicy, not kind of, they are spicy. They're like very spicy actually, and I feel like they're just like a good time. So I think I'm going to pick up Hunt on Dark Waters next, and if I can finish this one in a timely manner, then I think I might pick up Vampires of El Norte after that. So we'll see how it goes, but yeah, so I'm gonna start this. My dad is getting ready to come over to help me with my TV because that's a whole situation. I can't remember if I explained it to you guys or not, but essentially my TV is not working, so I have to go take it back to Walmart after I just bought it last week on Black Friday. So love that for me, but he is on his way over to help me get it off the wall so we can like take it back. So I'm gonna read for a little bit until he gets here, but yeah, that's my update for now, and I will update you guys when I'm around the 50% mark in Hunt on Dark Waters. Hello. Okay, so I have been reading Hunt on Dark Waters, and not for a very long time, because I thought earlier that I was going to be able to start sooner than I actually was able to start, but unfortunately that just was not the case because of the whole TV fiasco. My dad came over, we got the TV down, we ended up taking it back to Walmart, so that took us like 15 minutes to drive to Walmart itself. Then we had to spend another like 20 minutes in Walmart to get the new TV, bring the TV, spend another 15 minutes driving back, then putting the TV back up. So that just took a lot longer than anticipated. So I have a new TV now to replace the other one that I had. So far this one seems to be working okay. It is the same brand, the same size, but I think it's a different version of the TV. I feel like anytime I say that, everyone that I've said that to, like my mom and my dad, they're like, you're crazy, like it literally looks the same, like it's the same TV. And I'm like, no, this TV is different. And I might be crazy, I don't know, but it looks different to me. The remote is different, like it's different. So anyway, that's not what you guys came on here to hear me talk about. I wanted to give an update on Hunt on Dark Water. So I'm currently 27% in, so not quite that 50% mark. And this is a lot different than I anticipated. So we're starting out with our main girl. Her name is something that I already forgot. Evelyn. Her name is Evelyn and she is a witch. And so she starts out, she's at this bar with Lizzie, who is this vampire, and her grandma always told her, hey, don't finagle with vampires, like stay away from them. And here she is with this vampire, and her and Lizzie are at this bar. They're about to pick up some other person to like take him home, whatever. And they end up getting in the car because Evelyn's drunk because it's the anniversary of her grandmother's death and the day after her birthday. And so Lizzie ends up taking her back to Lizzie's house, and they get there, Evelyn's like knocked out. Lizzie wakes her up and is like, hey, my mom's about to come home, so like you gotta go, like this is over, like this last few months that we've been doing what we've been doing, like yeah, no, it's over, like it's done and with. So Evelyn's like, okay, bet. Couldn't have given me a little bit more time to let me know that your mother, who was literally the most dangerous vampire like pretty much ever, is coming home. Like you couldn't give me more warning. Okay, bet. So then she steals from Lizzie. Okay, Lizzie doesn't like that obviously because Lizzie is like the superpower vampire, whatever. So anyway, Evelyn ends up going and like hopping into this like portal to this like other middle dimension essentially, and she ends up, it's called Threshold, and she falls in the water and she's picked up by this ship, and they're like, hey, you can either join us or you can die. Like there's no, like that's the only option, like you either die or like you're on the ship, like you are a part of this crew now. So it's like one or the other, like you're not going back to where you came from. If you leave, like that's it, like it's over. We're finding you, we're hunting you down, and you will die. So you will either stay on the ship and be a part of this crew or you're dead. And Evelyn's like, what? Like are those really the only options? Like are you sure? And Bowen, who's like the captain, he's like positive, like those are the only options. And so it's gonna be a romance between Evelyn and Bowen. And so yeah, it is probably going to be ramping up here soon. I'm about to be 30% into the book. It is very like insta lust, like they're very like attracted to each other, even though they're like whatever. Evelyn's trying to like flee and Bowen's like, I'm just trying to hold on to my captaincy essentially. But I don't know, it's really not gripping me like I wanted it to. And maybe, I don't know, because I just am not, like I said, a big fan of pirate books. Like I just don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like the atmosphere, I don't know if it's like the characters, like I just don't know, but I just am not vibing with the pirate books. So this one is it's like, it's better I guess than some other pirate books that I've read, but like I don't know, it's just like I don't know, because it's like it started off so much different than I anticipated, like because we're like in the mortal realm, like we're like regular, like she is a witch at a bar, like she's just hanging out, and now she's like on this like pirate ship. So I'm like, okay, so I don't know, I'm interested to see I guess where the plot's going. They're like hunting this monster. Now I don't know anything about the monster, there hasn't been anything like described about the monster or anything like that, but so far it's like it's okay I guess. I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna keep going and figure it out, but I think once I finish this book, I don't think I'm gonna try to read anything else for this video. I think this will be like the third and final book that I end up reading for this video, so sorry about that. If you're hoping to see me read a different book in this video that I did not get to, let me know in the comments another book that you would like to see me read, and I can see about putting it in like a different reading vlog. So yeah, but this will be the last book that I'm planning to read for this video. But I am gonna go ahead and keep reading. I think I'm about to go make a hot chocolate really quickly because I'm just like in the mood for that, like Christmas. It's giving like hot chocolate. I've got my Christmas tree lit over here. I've got my ambient room, very Christmassy, very like holly and jolly. So I want to make some hot chocolate to just feel even more festive. So I'm gonna do that and continue reading Hunt on Dark Waters, and I'll update you guys again a little bit later. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, so that is my update for now, and I will talk to you guys again a little bit later. Okay, so I'm not finishing this tonight. I think I'll finish it tomorrow morning, but as far as like finishing it tonight, I can't. I'm so sleepy. I'm ready to go to bed. I did not sleep very good last night because someone kept waking up in the middle of the night and wanted to go outside. So I kept being woken up in the middle of the night last night, so I did not sleep good. But I think I'm about to go to bed right now because I'm so sleepy. But I made it to 58% in Hunt on Dark Waters, which is page 183. My Kindle is saying that I have about an hour and 28 minutes left in the book, so I think I'm just gonna finish this in the morning when I wake up because I can't, like, I'm so sleepy, and so I'm ready to go to bed. But essentially the plot is out the window. Like, there is no plot. They found the monster that they were hunting, and it turns out that the situation wasn't what it was made out to be, so it ended up being something different completely. And now we're here with Evelyn and Bowen, and the plot has gone out the window. So there's that. I think I'm gonna finish this tomorrow morning and close out this vlog then before I start my 24-hour readathon. So that's my update for now, and I'll probably talk to you guys again either once I finish this, or like maybe I'll throw in some montage footage like in the morning of me like reading some more of this. But I definitely don't think I'll give any more updates on this book until I'm like finished with it. So with that being said, I'm about to go to bed. I'm so sleepy, I can barely get my eyes open anymore. And I will talk to you guys again tomorrow once I finish Hunt on Dark Waters and close out this video. Okay, so I just finished Hunt on Dark Waters, and I feel like I'm probably going to rate this book a 2-star. I feel like, I don't know, I just didn't really like it. Like, it was fine, I guess, but the plot was like non-existent. Like, there was no plot at all. And I mean, that's fine. Like, I usually don't care about that. I don't mind that in books. Like, that's not something that I'm one to care about very much. But I don't know, it just, I don't know, it just didn't really do it for me. So 2 stars to that one. I believe it is like standalones, like it's interconnected standalones, even though they are like kind of fantasy-esque. So the next one I think is following Lizzie, who was like the one that was going after Evelyn. So I would assume between Lizzie and Knox, I think, if I had to guess like who. But I will not be picking up the next book in the series, or probably any other books in this series at all, because I just don't really care to, if I'm being honest. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Hunt on Dark Waters. Navy is really wanting to play right now. So I might go throw the ball with him outside for a minute just to get some of his energy out really quickly. But yeah, so that was the third and final book that I was going to read in today's video. I feel like I didn't make as much progress on my 24 and 2024 as I would have liked, but I feel like I have read more from that list this year than I have any other year in the past, so I'm really happy about that. But I was hoping to possibly get a few other books read, like Jade City, Ninth House, like Vampires of El Norte, during this video, but unfortunately it just didn't work out that way since I had finals this week, so I was not able to dedicate as much reading time this week as I would have liked to trying to get as many of these books in. But I still feel like 3 is a good number, and I'm happy that I was able to check 3 more books off of my 24 to read in 2024 list. So I think that makes, let me look and see how many that makes read, because okay, so that makes 18 out of 24 read, so I feel like that's pretty good odds. I'm not sure the percentage of that. Let me do that too real quick. Okay, so that's 75% of my 24 to read in 2024, so I feel like that's really good. 75%, that is like, that's so good. That's a C, that's a passing grade, if you will. So I'm happy with that. And yeah, so just to kind of recap, I read The Comeback Summer by Allie Brady, which I gave 4 stars, I believe. I read One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig, which I also gave 4 stars. And I read Hunt on Dark Waters, which I gave 2 stars. So that is going to be all for today's video. If you liked it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me. If you've made it to this point in the video, leave the smoke emoji for One Dark Window, which I think is probably like my favorite book that I read during this video. And yeah, so make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me. I will have all of my social media linked in the description, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.